Greetings, this is Top Hat and Buttered Popcorn. My name is John Savers. I'm your host, and today we'll take a look at a couple of films, beginning with Prom Night, directed by Nelson McCormick, written by Mr. Cardone, stars Brittany Snow, Dana Davis, Johnathon Schaech, James Ransome, Scott Porter, Jessica Stroup, and we'll cast many. Kelly Blatz, Idris Elba, a lot. Interestingly, there was a film made around 1980 or so with this same title, starring Jamie Lee Curtis. It had to be better. I'm sure that the theme somewhat varied, but this is really not an outstanding film in this genre. We have Brittany Snow playing a Dona Keppel, and she is the star, the protagonist, the threatened one. Now the film opens up with an automobile, and we see inside two youngsters and a mom. One of the girls is Brittany Snow's Donna, and the other is Dana Davis's Lisa Hines. And I will say, in this particular movie, I thought Dana Davis was outstanding, the outstanding figure. I think she stole the show, and that she helped her boyfriend in this film, Collins Penny, also a little bit more than he probably ordinarily would provide. But she, I thought, was the life of the party, so to speak, and a lot of fun. And she's a pretty attractive chick. So the antagonist in this film, Johnathon Schaech's Fenton, Richard Fenton, I think his first name was reasonably well done also. Now, to continue with this opening, the car shows up with Dona Keppel and Lisa Hines. The youngsters, they're chatting in a rather mundane way about this, that, and the other thing relative to young teenagers. They pull up to the abode of Dona Keppel. She gets out. Lisa wants her to maybe meet a little later at a teen joint or something. Donna kind of begs off, and they say farewell, and there's some sort of catty remark about an antagonist, female, at the school in the class named something like Chrissy, and Chrissy Lynn, I think. She is part of an opposition clique, I suppose you put it. At any rate, they have a few catty remarks to make, and then they laugh and depart, and we see Donna going into this house. She goes inside, and the camera angle is such that in viewing her entering, we also see the outstretched palm-up hand of an individual we presume to be dead. We follow Donna upstairs. She goes to her room and almost stumbles over a toy, which annoys her, and she gets the toy and heads for her brother's room to kind of scold him for being such a mess. She gets in there and talks to him rather loudly, and he doesn't respond, and she kind of nudges him, I think, and he doesn't respond, and so she turns him over, and she sees that he's dead and bleedy around the neck and so forth, and she is horrified. She drops the item, runs for her parents' bedroom, and she hears voices. She hears her mom. She understands that there's some kind of problem here. She hides underneath the bed, and inside is Mom and this man, this threatening man. There are little pieces of information that flow from him about our love. You can't interfere with our love. We must be together, and all in kind of a maniacal sort of frame. And it turns out that the mom is forced onto the floor right next to where Dona is. Mom's in real bad shape here with this man right on top of her, threatening her. Where is Dona? She looks over and she sees underneath the bed the horrified, frightened face of her daughter. And she keeps the strength to say nothing, even as she is stabbed to death. And she and her daughter are sort of eye to eye, looking at each other as this villain takes her life. It's a horrible scene. And then she awakens. That is Dona Keppel. It has been a nightmare. This is an event that she has seen. It's real. It happened. But it is, in this case, a dream, a recurrent dream she has. And the person involved in this villainous act, this teacher named Fenton, who has an obsessive concept of their being in love, and amounts to a stalker of some sort. He has been taken on to trial and put away into an institute for the criminally insane. He has been annoying her for some time prior to this event. And that insane idea of a relationship, which seems to be common in this kind of stalking, went over the top because of his advanced mental illness. When he's first shown to us, he has the appearance of a Charlie Manson. Later on, we'll see him more in the mode of the Night Stalker, Ricardo Martinez, Ramirez, I think his name was. At any rate, kind of blended with the comedian Stephen Wright, but at any rate, we have the two images of a maniac here. Well, needless to say, things have changed for Dona Keppel. She's about 3 years older now. She's kind of come to grips with the situation and so forth to a certain extent. She's living with her aunt and her uncle and being provided a relatively normal life. She still has for friends Lisa Hines and Claire, who is played by Stroup, and they all have respective boyfriends, and prom night is coming up. So they're kind of excited about this. They kind of try on dresses and so forth. We see them talking it up about this, and we see them with their boyfriends and interacting and whatnot. Then we get information, the police do, in regard to an escape. It seems that Fenton has somehow escaped this mental institution. He's like 3,000 miles away across the country now. Still, Detective Nash, played by James Ransome, who worked on the previous case, feels obliged to go and speak to the aunt and uncle to give them a warning. Maybe some special precaution should be taken in regard to Dona, because the obsession lives on. Well, he does show up, and they do chat and so forth, but it is now prom night, and the aunt and uncle say that they're going to let Donna go ahead and go because, after all, he's so far away, he couldn't possibly be here. Well, Detective Nash accepts that and so forth. He's a little bit edgy on this whole issue. He knows this person is dangerous. Now, the hated Chrissy Lynn is also a rich girl, and she has been able to get a rather posh hotel in the Los Angeles area, I believe, for them to have their prom night shindig. The other girls, Donna and Lisa, Claire, are pretty excited about that too, and they feel that they maybe should just hold off maybe 24 hours from catty remarks about Chrissy Lynn. Then Lisa said, no. Anyway, they are excited about this. They have boyfriends, as I mentioned, and the boyfriends apparently are very hopeful for the evening and have rented a suite on the third floor of this posh hotel, 312. They all get their flowers, and we see them picking out flowers and dresses and all that, you know. And they're picked up. The guys rent a limousine, and off they go to the hotel for their big prom. Now, they would not notice a strange-looking individual with a baseball hat and a kind of a bleached-out institutional complexion checking into the same hotel. But that is the case, and yes, it is former teacher Fenton. He is looking rather suspicious, I would say, but no eyebrows were raised because apparently the staff at a hotel has seen just about everything there is to see anyhow. The girls come in with the guys. This guy with the baseball hat kind of lays low and overhears them renting a suite or taking possession of suite 312. Then when he goes to the desk clerk to ask for a room, he said he'd like something on the third floor if possible. Well, it is possible. We see them go to their suite and kind of check it out a little bit, and then they head down to the ballroom where the prom is going to take place. They've hired a kind of a named DJ to spin, as it were, the records, and they're expecting to have a great time. While they're down in the ballroom, kind of saying hello to one another and checking each other out and so forth, and being chaperoned by a Mary Morrow character, Ms. Winters, and I thought she did a rather good job in her little bit. We see Fenton on the third floor. He's kind of fidgeting around a door, presumably his suite. There is a maid on this particular floor. He says to her, I'm having a little trouble here with my key. Can you help me out? She has a master key, so she comes and opens his door. Then he kills her, knifes her. So this is it. He kills her just to get that key. Now he hides the body. And he takes possession of his room. He goes down to 312 to kind of check it out, nose about, and you get the feeling it's a kind of a foreplay for him. Anyway, he scopes it out. Down in the ballroom, we see the kids all there, and Chrissy and Lynn get a chance. Chrissy Lynn and Lisa Hines get a chance to make a couple of catty remarks toward each other, and we see them dancing. They decide to get out on the dance floor, and we see them dancing according to the modern style, which seems to be hopping up and down. with an occasional shimmy tossed in here and there. And they're playing music, which is today, I suppose. So there you have it, having a great time. Well, wait a minute now. Every once in a while, they decide to go, one of them go up to the suite for one reason or another. And then in a little bit, there is this need for Lisa to go up, not Lisa, for Dona to go up, Dona Keppel. She goes there, and you get the feeling that she's there with someone else. In fact, she says, "Is anyone else there?" Of course, there's no reply. We all know teacher Fenton, ex-teacher Fenton is there. He is sort of savoring this pre-event, as it were. But he doesn't say anything. She leaves and goes on back down to the ballroom. A kind of room service type of hotel employee comes up looking presumably for the missing maid. She is needed for some reason. He sees Fenton in and about a room. Indeed, I think it is 312. But at any rate, he says, "Have you seen the maid?" And Fenton says, "Sure, right in here." So this gentleman, a young fellow, goes in, and that's it. It's like a roach hotel. The roaches check in, but they don't check out. So it is with this third floor, and it makes no difference whether it's a employee or not. Well, wait, things are happening. In the parking lot, they discover a car that belonged to somebody on the other side of the nation who is suspected of being victimized by Fenton. Nash is there, and his right-hand man, Detective Wynn, and this is the Idris character, and they decide to open the trunk, and sure enough, there's a body. Nash says he's here. So he orders police at every exit and entrance point of this hotel. He tells Wynn to go over to Uncle and Aunt's place and watch the front and have a police officer on the rear. This is done. And now it's time to kind of check inside, nose inside the hotel. We see Detective Nash take a photo of Fenton to show to the desk clerk. Now the desk clerk has just checked in Fenton, but a shaven version. He presents, that is, Nash, this furry version. And have you seen this guy? And the front desk guy said, "No, I haven't seen him." And, well, keep your eye open for this. Why in the world would Nash not have a current a photograph or image, or why did he not think to have his people have a shaven image as well? I can't say. But at any rate, the missing employees will sort of alert the hotel management that maybe things are not quite right here. And Nash will eventually go up to the third floor to check things out. But meantime, Michael, that is the Ketty Blatt's character, the boyfriend of Claire, the Stroup character, are having a spat because he doesn't want her to go off to college far away. It's just ruining his prom night, the whole deal, and he's making a tantrum about that, and there's nothing she can do. They try to talk it over and stuff, get the others involved. No way. She goes up to the room, 312. Unfortunately, Fenton is there, and it's really not a good thing for Claire. After a while, Michael begins to wonder what happened to Claire, and he goes up to try to find her, and he thinks she's in there sulking. So he's drinking a little scotch or something, and he tells her, "I'm just going to sit here until you come out." Unfortunately for him, the only one who comes out is Fenton. The bodies accumulate and the prom night people were focused on dwindle. The party keeps on going, and they're having still a great time, but they're beginning to wonder where certain people are and whatnot. Now, Nash gets up on the third floor. He checks out a room. It's very curious, you know, where are these people? Suddenly, drips. Something wet is hitting nearby. He looks at it, it's red. What's going on? And he checks upstairs, and sure enough, the man who had gone forth, the room service guy, was crammed up there. They also find the maid. He's here. Get everybody out of here, says Nash, and check them all out as they go. And we'll have a searched boot and so forth. So they do all this kind of thing. And the worst part of it is to see Lisa Hines get it. I thought it was really a stalking kind of event, but that is, Fenton, was able to chase her down also. The boyfriend is a little bit shook up about what happened to Lisa, and there's only now Donna, her boyfriend Bobby, played by Scott Porter, and the Heflin guy, the boyfriend of Lisa. Well, they all are evacuated, and Bobby and Donna are taken together by some sort of authoritative vehicle to the aunt and uncle's place, and there they go. And he's going to stay with her, and they stay in the room together with the permission of aunt and uncle. And a thorough search of the hotel brings no fruit. Nash says he's gotten away somehow. He's not here. If he's not here, there's only one place he'd be going, and that's to the aunt and uncle. So he calls up Wynn, Detective Wynn, warns to be especially vigilant. Wynn says everything's cool. In the back, there is a dead police officer. So I don't know. But anyway, here comes Nash. He's going to the rescue. We see Donna and Bobby in the bedroom. They're cozy and so forth. She has to go to the bathroom. She comes back after a little time, and she sees Bobby apparently asleep. She kind of nudges him and then sees that he's dead. His neck has been cut or something of the sort. She shrieks, comes backward, and so forth like this. By this time, there is a great deal of problem. He's in the house. She knows that there's a police officer dead below, the moviegoer does. Nash is on the way. It's a nick-of-time situation. And finally, with firepower, the Fenton character is dismissed. But as always is the case with these guys, it's hard to kill them. One bullet will not take down somebody like Fenton. 2 bullets will not take down somebody like Fenton. And I'm thinking, one movie may not take down a man like Fenton. But stay tuned. Whoa, that's it, folks. A wrap. We're out of time again. This is Top Hat and Buttered Popcorn. My name is John Savers. I'm your host. I appreciate your tuning in. Hope to see you again at our next Top Hat and Buttered Popcorn.